Joe Biden says,
if you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
Reducing police funding.
Yes, absolutely. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that
Voters rejected Harris. They smartly spotted a phony. But not Joe Biden. He's not that smart.
On far-left policies, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and AOC are perfectly synchronized. Raising taxes on working families? Yes. Eliminating cash bail. Criminals back out on the street? Perfect again. Biden's policies go swimmingly with the far left. Just don't go swimming with Biden alone.
unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken the test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump, who brags about his test and makes your mistake an issue for voters?
The American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. You're getting nervous, man.
Let me show you what a black youth is saying, and this is going viral on Twitter. An inner-city black youth who lives in front of the projects in the state, in Biden's state. Listen to what he says, and let me tell you this. There's a lot of black individuals like this young man.
Biden doesn't do nothing here. I live on East 28th Street, right across the street from the projects. I have never seen Joe Biden a day in my life, never. To come to Delaware to do anything. It's lies. It's all lies. What is he going? 4 years. Donald Trump's been in office for 4 years, cleaning up their mess for over hundreds of years. It's not his fault. This is their politicians. This is the change. Donald Trump is the change for us.
Right.
For the people. And what they need to know. The lies are done.
Love it.
Amen, young brother. Amen.
Okay, so I opened up with that President Trump ad there, and I saw it, and I just, I thought I'd run it. It was a great ad. I mean, them guys over there on his team, of course, great men and surround themselves by great people. And it's just, and these are, when it comes to meme making, I heard a rumor that, Dante Carpton, something like that, you know what I'm talking about, is actually like secretly working for the Trump team, and I could believe it if he is, because, I mean, them guys, that's one tight ship they're running over there. But anyhow, I was curious how I hadn't, how they were talking about how the lefties were so upset about, and I was wondering how it is that it had slipped by me. I hadn't seen it before, because I just saw it for the first time this morning. And it's because, well, they understand that I'm already sold, I'm all in. They don't have to sell me with slick ads, because, all right, we got dogs in here. Hey, man, he's getting his close up. Do you mind? Thank you. They're real professional, ain't they? Anyhow, he's supposed to be behind the scenes. He knows that. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, so they know I'm sold. So what they've been doing is they're running these over on The Hill and BuzzFeed and whatnot, these lefty sites, and it's exploding their heads, because if there's one thing then people absolutely hate, it's to see, hear, touch, taste, smell, anything. If it's not in total alignment with them philosophically, they don't want no part of it. So anyhow, I saw it run the ad because I thought it was interesting. But the other clip I had there, that was BCP, Black Conservative Patriot. And I don't think I have, if I do, I don't recall using any of his stuff in one of my videos. So I'll put a link to his channel under this one. But I just thought it was interesting what the young man was saying, and I ran in one of my videos, if you recall, if you've been watching my videos, a clip of a young black man, saying very similar things. And BCP says that, towards the end of that clip, that that this guy's not You know, there's a lot of these guys, and I know that to be true because I know a couple young men just right up the road that feel the same, and they're not on board with this BLM and this other commie shit floating around. You know, like I said, I got a couple friends right up the road, or well, I mean, yeah, they're friends, but the nephews of my friend. But you know, these are young men that I've known for their whole lives, and I'm just here to tell you, they're patriots. They do not subscribe to this commie, this bullshit that the media is shoving down the throat. And if I'm gonna go so far as to say that we're being gaslit, their numbers are nowhere near, which I'm gonna kind of come back around to. Their numbers are nowhere near what the media would have you believe. In fact, I believe that these young men could be a majority, and so just let's keep that in mind. It's just more sign, you know, that we are winning. Patriotism, America is going to come out on top because that's just what we do, baby. So anyhow, I just want to touch on that to open up with, and I'm going to go back over to the DNC for a minute because they've wrapped up their ceremonies, and well, you know, these people we need to be leery of them, and they need to be, you know, taken seriously. Well, I don't know about taken seriously, but you know, we need to treat them wary. You know, like a snake in the grass. You know he's there. You know, that really minimizes his danger, but you better be aware of him. Don't let him sneak up on you. So I've got a couple of clips I'm going to run here, and then we'll talk about them, you know, on the other side. So let's roll film.
I think, you know, I've worked with him on many speeches. This, to me, what may be the most historically important one he's ever given.
I mean,
and he, of
in my
course,
lifetime, I don't know that I've heard a speech like this. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I mean, I think
President Obama's speech tonight slayed me. I'm sure people have different opinions about it because it's a different kind of thing from him, but his warnings that we could potentially be at the end of American democracy scared me, and I found upsetting and hard to watch, but just powerful. Idiot.
Okay, so that's Randy Maddow. I'm gonna call Rachel. I'm gonna call him Randy. So saying that, and the other talking heads there talking about how great Obama's speech was and what. I'm not sure they saw the same thing I did. But anyhow, but the reason I ran that is because what I was interested in is end of our democracy. Randy says, and Randy says, I'm afraid this could be the end of our democracy. But what Randy is not liking about that is that Randy was hoping to be able to say this is the end of our democracy, because Randy would love to see America as we patriots know it and love it come to an end. But I got bad news for the little son of a bitch. That's not happening. And it looks like Randy would know this when they say democracy. Where in the shit do you see a democracy? This isn't a democracy. We live in a representative constitutional republic, because democracy is mob rules. And it looks like Randy would know that. And Randy, I'm sure, actually, when you get right down to it, Randy does. But Randy says what the little puppet masters tell it to say. And that's the George Soroses and whatnot of the world. Not Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton wishes she's still just a puppet herself. But they tell them what they need to say, what they want them to say. And these people understand that democracy is mob rules, and this one-size-fits-all commie dystopia that they long for, dream for. I mean, I'm not is just not. There's no such thing. Such a thing doesn't exist. There's nothing on earth that's made that fit. Even spandex doesn't fit everybody. And trust me, you've seen people in it that, you know, shouldn't be. It says one size, right? But obviously it's not. And these people know that. But what they also know is that they can sell it to, you know, these smooth-brained morons, you know, that they've got dancing on strings for them. And but you see, the George Soroses and them, they don't care. When they say one size fits all, they mean everybody wearing their size. They don't give a shit if it fits you or not. If it's too tight and uncomfortable, they simply don't care. And but I'll not do it. I mean, I'm going to wear shit that fits me, and that's all. And freedom, free will, freedom of movement. That's what fits me, and I'm going to keep on wearing it if they like it or not. So anyhow, I've got a couple more clips I'm going to I'm going to look at. And again, we're staying with the DNC for just a moment because for the lulls, is I guess you'd say. And so I got just these couple more clips. We're going to roll them and take a look at it, and we'll discuss on their side. So let's roll film.
So if you take one thing from my words tonight, it is this. If you think things cannot possibly get worse, trust me, they can and they will if we don't make a change in this election.
I wish Donald Trump knew how to be a president, because America needs a president right now. Black Lives Matter. If Trump is reelected, things will get even worse.
Threatening me? Are you threatening me?
You gotta go to jail too.
So, you know, they are threatening us. And just listen to what they're saying. You know, things will get worse. That's a terroristic threat. What they're saying is you'll either vote for us, you'll put us in power, or we'll burn this motherfucker to the ground. And I've had up here with the son bitches. I am sick of these dumb son bitches. And, you know, once I want to be a little careful about what... once November comes and goes, and we've put President Trump back in the Oval Office, and we will honestly think he could win 46 states, but that's not going to be enough. We just, please, patriots, we just have to get out and vote. You know, even if you're in a place like California where you know the president is not going to win, you know, California's not going to go red for the... There are congressional districts there that you can get out and swing because we have to take back Congress. But anyhow, like I said, I've about had it up to here with some bitches running around. Just this lawlessness has got to come to an end. And you know, if the authorities that have been put in place, you know, that have sworn to, are duty bound, and you know, I would argue more importantly, are honor bound to protect the citizenry and or if they're not going to step up and do the job that they've been, you know, put in place to do, you know, if they're be it elected or appointed, even if you're appointed, I'm pretty sure them people have sworn an oath. And I'm not suggesting that you should go out and just start shooting rioters, because the safety of your own family is in your hands ultimately. And you know, if the government is not going to protect you, and in fact, you know, they want to make gun grabs. I mean, there comes a point where you just have to step up and take personal responsibility for what's happening around you when clearly government has failed you, and these people are no longer providing the protections that they're bound to protect. So let me check my notes here, and I mean, but it's just I hate that it's difficult to believe that we're coming to a place like that, but it would just seem to be the case. And so anyhow, I'm going to say that the militias now. I highly recommend that you look into, and now bear in mind that not all militias are created equal, and there's a lot of them out there that we know that hold ideas that I don't agree with, but this is America, and people are free to hold ideas you don't agree with. That's something that you can't tell a fucking libtard that. But you know what I'm saying? But just look into them and understand the group that you're considering or whatever. But I just really think that we need to strengthen our militias, because I'm not so sure that I know that in places, you know, it's been clearly demonstrated. It's not that I think it's demonstrably true that the authorities cannot be counted on to provide for your safety. And so, you know, with that in mind, speaking of militias, I want to roll another. I got another little clip here I want to run, and some of you might remember this guy from I believe it was my very first video. But anyhow, let's take another look at him, and we'll talk about it a little bit on the other side. Let's roll the film.
Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When is July the 4th? And all you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks. We here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker.
Stuff is outrageous. What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Alright, so that's the NFAC, which stands for negligently firing at comrades, or so I'm told. You can fact check me on that if you like. But what's he saying there? He's for one, he's begging for bloodshed. He's calling for a fight. But why is he doing that? And to hear him say it, he says that answer threat with threat. So I've been digging around on him, and to the best I can tell, he's the only one making threats. I haven't seen. He calls out the 3%ers, who I've never heard of threatening anyone. They're just. I got a couple questions about them last time that I ran the NFAC. Yeah, I showed that clip, and their name comes from during the Revolutionary War. Only 3% of colonists actually took active part in the fighting against the throne, against the Brits, and that 3%, they kicked the hell out of what was then the most powerful army on earth. Them guys, they had just whooped Napoleon and came here and got their asses handed to them by a bunch of farmers. So that's where the 3% comes from. But I can find no evidence of anyone threatening the negligently firing against comrades anywhere. So if anyone, if you have evidence of that, I would love to see it. But to the best of my knowledge, he's just out there just running his mouth because he knows he can. He knows that really nobody gives a shit about him, so he can get away with it. If he thought for 1 second that these guys would, were the type of guys to retaliate over nonsense like that, I promise you he wouldn't be doing that. But he knows they're not. But it goes kind of to protecting yourself, like I talked about earlier, about being responsible for your own protection. And I found something kind of interesting today that is an article. I'm gonna link to it, and it was well written and just kind of tongue-in-cheek humorous. But it's from BearingDrift, and that's a conservative, an online conservative publication, and they have a lot of good articles. But this one I really enjoy. It's I'm gonna get the byline on it was Ken Falkenstein, and so I'm gonna check out some more of his stuff. But anyhow, I'm gonna read to you. It's Liberal Lexicon, Learning the Language of Leftist. And I've got here the leftist definition of Constitution. It says, a living document with language that is to be interpreted or ignored as necessary to advance Democrat leftist agenda. And that's about the size of it. That's how they view the Constitution. And myself, I'm an originalist. I believe that the Constitution is written in stone, and it says what it says, and that's that. And of course, there is a process by which to amend it, but they know they can never do that with a second, so they have to redefine words and pretend when they can. They pretend those words don't exist. But what they're trying to do is get to a point where they have so thoroughly redefined the words that they don't need to make law or write legislation. They can just simply reinterpret what's on the books right now. And they're attacking the second that way already. We're seeing it in judges that want to legislate from the bench and whatnot. But anyhow, as I said, I'm an originalist. I was talking recently with my mom, and hey mom, I'm not telling on you. So and she said something to me that struck me. It's a little interesting because I've heard it similar things from other conservatives. And my mom, I think thanks, man, would consider her a conservative woman, Christian woman. And I think women lean more towards this kind of thinking. But she said something along the lines that she could see how maybe, the Constitution was a little stale, or, could be, got dogs everywhere, could be maybe updated a little bit to more match the modern times. And I said, no, because if you give these people just the tiniest little bit, they push. You see it already in abortion and gun legislation, dude. And whatnot. Dogs are getting restless on me. I'm about to wrap this up, I promise. But we just have to, let's stick with the letter of the Constitution. But I think that that's pretty much about it. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up around there. And I feel like every time I feel like I forgot to say something. I should have made this point. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and peace out.